lower costs, cancel the cuts, and to save health care. And we're House Republicans, they are on vacation. We are asking Speaker Johnson to bring back House Republicans right now so we can work together to not have this government shutdown. It is now a very bad time to have a government shutdown because we are in a very bad economy. We know that unemployment has now hit near 4-year highs. We know inflation has continued to rise this year. And we just learned today from payroll processor ADP that private sector jobs, which were expected to increase by 50,000 last month, instead decreased by 32,000. Trump's economy is crushing Americans financially. House Republicans need to come back, work with Democrats, and stop this Republican shutdown.
Do you have questions? Nick?
I was wondering if I could get your reaction to Russ' vote announcing this morning that the administration was putting funding on hold for infrastructure projects in New York, the Hudson River Tunnel and the 2nd Avenue subway.
I think this is probably what they meant when Donald Trump said we're going to extract maximum pain. The goal from Donald Trump and his administration has been all along to make this painful. This isn't about policy priorities for them. They want to send a message, and if it means hurting people in the meantime, if it means laying people off, if it means congressionally authorized and designated projects don't continue, it's clear that that's what they mean. This is probably under the headline they said will make Democrats will pay a huge price for this, right? Those are their words. So this might mean what they be what they mean. Look, this is shameful and it's tough, and it shows that we don't have true negotiating partners, over there. They just want to make this difficult. They've been, cheering this on for months and planning for this, and it's unfortunate that this is what Russ Vought decides to do.
As Chairman Aguilar said, the Trump administration is inflicting maximum pain on the American people, including the people of New York and New Jersey. The people of New Jersey have a choice this November. They can support someone that is beholden to Donald Trump or not.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is for both you and the Vice Chair. You as a defense appropriator and Mr. Lieu as a veteran, what's your response to Pete Hegseth's speech yesterday? I know that there was a lot going on with the shutdown, but obviously that has big implications. Even the president mentioned using American cities as military training grounds. Obviously, when the government opens, you'll have a big role in funding the Pentagon. Again, Mr. Lieu, you're a veteran. I wanted to get your thoughts on Mr. Hegseth's speech yesterday.
I'll keep mine quick because I'm not the one who's worn a uniform to defend the country like the vice chair. But incredibly, shameful, chaotic, unhinged, inappropriate, and if Republicans can't speak out against what they heard him say, then what are we doing here? All of those points, using service members, putting them in U.S. cities as training grounds, violating Posse Comitatus. I passed an amendment in appropriations this year that said funds could not be used in violation of Posse Comitatus. And every Republican, they accepted the agreement. It passed in voice. Chairman Calvert and our Republican colleagues in the full committee of appropriations, passed it. So that's how they feel. They feel this is a non-issue, or they did 2 months ago. I'm curious if they feel things have changed now, and it's unfortunate that we're in this place. But from women not being able to serve in combat, I mean, there's just so many things, Michael. We can go down the litany of terrible ideas and policy positions that the Secretary mentioned. By the way, the most unqualified Secretary of Defense that this country has ever seen. So it's hard to take him serious. It's hard to believe him if his lips are moving either. But that's where we are, and it's unfortunate. And I hope that some of our Republican colleagues start speaking against it. But if past is prologue, then they won't.
Thank you for your question. We have the most amazing military in the world, and the leadership of our amazing military, we're all gathered together, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth were expecting rousing applause and standing ovations from our nation's generals, and they were met with silence. It was a silence of the generals. And the generals knew that what Trump was saying was wrong. We do not deploy American forces against Americans in our cities. Our military is not to be used for domestic law enforcement. It is not trained to do that. And our generals simply sat there silently. It's also illegal for Donald Trump to order U.S. troops against Americans in American cities. A federal judge has said so. We expect the appellate courts and even the Supreme Court to uphold that ruling.
Thank you.
Representative Lieu?
No, our expectation is that, generals and members of the service follow the Constitution and the Uniform Code of Military Conduct. Those are their guiding principles, and it's our expectation. I don't want any of those individuals to resign or retire. I want them to hold strong to the Constitution and the oath that they've taken. Questions?
Representative? Representative, sir? I had one
No,
quick question.
I'm sorry. Eleanor, did you?
Oh, I didn't have my hand up. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As I know you're asking for negotiations. That's what you want out of the Republicans. And you made pretty clear what's going to be needed with these Affordable Care Act subsidies as well as the rescissions provisions too. But are you willing to give anything up in order to get that out of this?
This is on. Let me back up for those in the cheap seats and for those at home. Republicans control the Senate, the House, and the White House. They must have a plan to solve this, unless they are talking to us. I mean, if they aren't talking to us, then they must have a plan. They need Democratic votes in order to fund government. So it is on them to engage us, talk with us, show up to work, cancel your vacation, come to work, talk with us. We've been having these conversations. We've been pushing to engage since March, by the way, a CR that we didn't support as well. And we have been saying loudly that we have huge concerns from the rescissions that Donald Trump and his administration have executed to not spending resources that Democrats and Republicans have allocated. We have been telling our Republican colleagues for months these are concerns of ours. And we have told them, work with us, talk with us. And all we got were partisan bills because Speaker Johnson is just interested in being the chair of the Republican conference. He isn't interested, apparently, in being the Speaker of the House and passing things with 218 votes that can become law. That's what he could be focused on, but he's not. He is simply focused on doing what his conference wants, trying to keep them together. It's a shame because as a result, this is what we get. The Vice Chair said it. There were day one here, and it could have gone a different way, but that's not what House Republicans want.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. You guys have over 200 Democrats in the House. You only lost one vote on this continuing resolution when the vote was on it. Yesterday, before the shutdown even started, Senate Democrats lost 3 votes. Are you worried that as this goes on, we could see a repeat of the CR earlier this year and Senate Democrats through?
It's a question for the Senate, but I will tell you, each of those senators who voted yes, all of them have said Republicans need to come to the table. Republicans need to negotiate. Republicans need to help avoid the healthcare crisis that they have created. Look, I understand the question, but there is unity in message and what we want that Republicans need to come to the table. Any one of those senators would agree, and many of the senators who voted no on the CR would say the same thing.
Thank you. In the past, in shutdowns, we've seen both sides come together and pass certain measures that would fund military members so that they don't go without pay. I'm just wondering, is there any discussion yet? I know it's early in the shutdown, but is there any discussion about doing any supplemental pieces of legislation like that? And I guess part two, more broadly, Republicans will be back in the House next week. Is there any discussion yet about at least coming to the table and starting a negotiation?
Well, in order to come to the table, Republicans have to be here. They're not here. They're scattered across the country, across the world, maybe on some trips, on vacation. We're here ready to work, and that part's unfortunate. We want to avert the healthcare crisis that we know is coming. I appreciate you asking about possible legislation. The majority controls the floor. If Republicans want to put pieces of legislation on the floor, they can next week. We are saying, let's avoid this shutdown. Let's end this, and let's have conversations about what's necessary to fix this healthcare crisis that you've created. But we're not going to take pinky promises like Speaker Johnson hands out to his conference, giving them select committees and other things. Like his word doesn't mean much to House Democrats at this point, after backing away from a truly bipartisan CR in December. That's the floor, by the way, of what we need. Democrats and Republicans coming together, agreeing to a continuing resolution. For those of you new to this room, Republicans backed away from that deal, from that bipartisan agreement, when Elon Musk told them to. And then they had a smaller CR in March that we opposed. So that's the stakes of where we are. I don't control the floor. The vice chair and I don't control what comes to the floor. We'll handle that when Republicans notice it. But House Democrats stand ready and willing to engage and negotiate to end this shutdown if Republicans are serious about addressing the healthcare crisis that they've created.